Very good morning, students. Welcome to the fifth session on Java database connectivity, JDBC process. Here we'll be discussing about the different types of statement objects we have in order to carry your queries to the DBMS and to make it to execute and to get the results accordingly. Among the three of the statement objects we have, one statement we discussed, that is a statement object. From the statement object, you have three different types of execute statements or three different library functions used for executing the query. One is execute query, execute update, and execute. Execute query, it is for the select kind of queries, and execute update for the insert, delete, update SQL clauses, and the third one is execute. It is for the both the types of queries. In order to execute, you can make use of the execute library function. So all these three comes under the statement object, and accordingly you can use these library functions with the other type of library functions also, or other type of statement objects, that is a prepared statement and a callable statement. So mainly you have three types of statement objects in JDBC process. The first one is a statement, second one is a prepared statement, third one is the callable statement. Now we'll proceed with the second statement, that is prepared statement. So in order to execute the pre-compiled queries. So the difference between these three type of statements will be like this at the abstract level. The first difference is the statement which is used for the query, any kind of queries instantly, and in case of execute statement, every time the query need to be compiled and to be executed in order to get the result from the DBMS. Whereas in case of a prepared statement, you can pre-compile the query and you can send the compiled query as a communication to the DBMS from the JDBC process. And if you are doing that operations again and again, so you need not to recompile the query once again, and that time will be reduced here. That is one of the plus point in case of a prepared statement object. Whereas in case of a callable statement object, a set of queries to be executed will be combined in the form of a stored procedure. In DBMS, there is a concept of stored procedures using a PLSQL or any other syntactical aspects. You can define your own procedures. In that procedure, you can include a couple of SQL queries in order to carry out the operations with the DBMS table. And this stored procedure, it will be written and stored in the DBMS itself. And you should know the name of that method from the Java programming point of view. And how do you make a call to such stored procedures and execute and get the results? So in order to make a call to the stored procedures, you can make use of a callable statement object. So let me take a quick view. Statement for executing the query every time it will be compiled and executed, and prepared statement to execute the pre-compiled queries, and the third one is a callable statement. It is for executing the stored procedure. Now we'll continue with the prepared statement object. What is the syntax of it? What are the library functions we have? And we'll try to explore the details of it and the programming example in order to illustrate the prepared statement object and how it is used and what are the different return values of the prepared statement object and all. So share the screen and continue. prepared statement object, which is used to execute the pre-compiled queries or a dynamic or parameterized queries. So basic definition of a prepared statement: when to use. It can be used to execute the pre-compiled queries. In other terms, we call it as in order to execute the dynamic or parameterized SQL queries. Dynamic in the sense you are executing the query again and again, and if you put some sort of constraint, for example, select star from student where department is equal to ISC, and sometimes you need to do it for department is equal to CSC, and sometimes department equal to say mechanical, something like that. So that where condition it is changing every time. So every time you cannot create n number of queries and store it as a variable as a query 1, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q3, which is a very tedious task. Instead, take a variable, say department is equal to, and that department you can keep it as a part of the query. So you can supply the value for that placeholder. We are using a question mark as a placeholder in order to give a value for the placeholders to take the appropriate value at a given point of time. So question mark indicates the placeholder, which means instead of question mark, what should be there? That will be decided during the runtime. And this prepared statement, what we are doing now, this is it extend from the statement interface. In the previous case, the one we discussed the statement now, from the statement, prepared statement is inherited, and you can pass the parameters to the SQL query at runtime using the interface. I told no, the question mark or a placeholder, which is nothing but the placeholder, and also you can send the arguments. You can send the arguments or a parameter to the SQL query. You can send the parameters or SQL query at the time of execution, and also once you get the results from the DBMS, so return value, it may be anything. Again, you need to extract the values, and you need to process it from the Java application point of view. So in order to have this kind of communication, as you are deciding the things at the runtime, so you should have the all possibilities during the runtime, what has to be sent, and after executing the query, what has to be processed, and all that. So for such things, you should have a different types of parameter passing techniques with respect to prepared statement objects. Among that, one is there is a input parameter, output parameter, that will come under callable statement, that will see one by one. Yeah. Here, this prepared statement, which gives a better performance than the statement interface, because prepared statement is a pre-compiled and a query plan is created once and irrespective. As I told, you compile the query one time and execute a number of times, and every time only you need to supply the value or a constraint for the query, not the query to be created every time. So that recompilation of the query, it is reduced here. So that is the reason which gives the a better performance. And we are using a set x methods in order to bind the values during the runtime. I don't know. The placeholders are the question mark we are including. For those placeholders, you need to set the values. So in order to set the values during the runtime, so you can attach the, or you can bind the values during the runtime using the set x methods. Here we go, the example of the prepared statement. You have a connection. Again, 5 steps: loading the JDBC driver or registering the driver class, then create a connection, then get the statement objects, then execute the queries, close the connection. Now we're at the third step of the JDBC process, that is creating the statements. Among that, we have 3 types of statements: statement, prepared statement, and a callable statement. Now we are focusing on the prepared statement. How do we get the prepared statement object? in order to get the prepared statement object from the connection, you should make a call to the built-in function called prepare lowercase statement. There is a difference between prepared statement and a prepare statement. Prepare statement is a built-in functions associated with the connection variable and which returns the prepared statement object. And the prepared statement object is returned and that will be assigned to the variable. This variable, it must be of type of prepared statement interface reference variable. And the argument for this prepared statement, it must be the pre-compiled query should be an argument here. Update student set name is equal to question mark where ID is equal to question mark. So I will not decide now only instantly what is the name to be specified and what is the ID to be specified, where the row to be updated. Because I don't know, because I need to repeat this setup operation number of times. So I will take a call on what is the value to be considered for executing the query at the runtime. So it is a dynamic variable. So for these placeholders, first question mark and second question mark, you need to supply the values. How do you supply the values? Using the setText methods. And after that, now this statement, it compiles and keeps the query in a ready state. And after that, you need to supply the values for these placeholders. And PSTMP dot set string, you can do so by using the setText methods as we mentioned. Set string, you may ask why it is a string, because my first placeholder is a name, which is nothing but a string type or a varchar type. With the DBMS, you should decide on whether it is a varchar type or a string type. Then accordingly, you need to set the type. The number of methods are there. One is the setText and the setInt, setFloat and all. So here it is a case where I am setting the string value PSTMT, that is prepared statement object dot set string of. Now how many placeholders? 1 and 2. From the left to right, use this placeholder value. First one, that is a name, and you assign the value for that first placeholder as a my name. It doesn't mean that you need to write the code as per the sequence. You can write this code first, pstmt.setInt of 2, 1111. But this placeholder is very important. Suppose if I use a set string of say 2, my name, within double quote marks I will specify my name. Whether it will become a valid? No. It will become a invalid setText method, because 2 it is for the number and it should be a whole value here. And if you specify a string, which becomes a invalid, so that leads to the errors. In the similar way, for the second argument, pstmt.setInt of 2, 1111. 1111 is the ID, and after you set the values for the placeholders, first and second placeholders, you can execute the query. How do you execute the query? PSTMT prepared statement dot execute update. So this execute update method, it returns the integer value. If you would like to know total how many queries are updated as a result of execute update method, you can store that integer value and you can compare it for the further processing for your logic. If you don't want, you can just leave it and you can proceed. So programming example for this will be like this. Create a JDBC application to insert the employee records into the database. Assume suitable columns for employee table. Select a suitable database and driver for connection configuration. This is a standard one that we are using. So in the DBMS, first, in order to do the hands-on content of this application, we should create a table with the name employee underscore TDL, with ID as the first attribute, name as a second attribute, and age as a third attribute, with number, string, and number. So import java.sql.star and write a class called OracleCon, and in the main method you try to write the code. as instead of writing a separate exception handler for each of the statements of 5-step process of a JDBC process, altogether you can combine and you can make it as a one exception. So class.forName of Oracle JDBC driver dot Oracle driver. This is a driver class name that is given by the DVMS product developers. And next you need to get the connection. So you can obtain the connection by making a call to the driver manager dot get connection. This is a static method that is defined in a class called driver manager, which takes a 3 arguments: URL, username, and a password. URL has a protocol, subprotocol, and nature of the driver, and location, port number, and the type. Username is Scott and the password is a tiger. And after that, I'm trying to read the data from the user. Scanner in is equal to new scanner of system.in. System.in is a object which refers to your alias for your input device. From the input device, we try to read the data. So first I'll get the scanner object. So our job is to read the data from the user. Then you assign to your prepared statement that you are going to create in the next slide. After that, the str dot in dot read line. So in is your keyboard, alias for your keyboard dot read line. So read a line of data from the user and assign to the str. And after that, you need to parse those values. First, you are reading ID, name, and age. So you have to enter one per line, and you have to convert each of these values into the respective data type. Integer, these are the wrapper classes. ICAPS, so maybe in the second module you have discussed about these wrapper classes in order to convert the string value to the integer value. Then integer dot parsing of str. So the ID should be converted to the integer value or integer type. Next, string the name is equal to in dot read line. So read the second value that is a name. So as always remember, when the data is entered from the console, it will be in the form of a string that you need to typecast as per your need. In this example, by default the nature of the type of value entered by the user is a string only, so you need not to typecast. Further, you ask user to enter the, as there are 3 read line statements, it reads the 3 values from the user. Integer dot parsing of in dot read line. So next value it will be in the form of a string and convert to the integer and assign to a variable age. So your appropriate variables ID, name, and age are ready now. Now you develop a query here. I'll create a query like this: string add query, insert into employee underscore TBL, ID, name, and age values. Then the values I'll write it as a question mark or 3 placeholders. Either you can do so, or you can write this query directly into the prepared statement object inside the prepared statement call. Either way you can do. Next, connection dot prepare statement. It is a library function that is associated with the connection interface. Prepare statement of add query that you have developed here. Please ensure in your add query, do you have any placeholders? Yes, I have 3 placeholders. For these 3 placeholders, I should supply the values. It's my job before the execute update statement called. So PST, that is a prepared statement. PST dot set int of 1 comma ID, that is a first placeholder. This is my first placeholder. Here I should attach a ID, what I received here, what I read from the user. Next, name for a second placeholder, which is for the name. So that integer value, that is index value, say 2 comma name, what you read from the user. And the third one is PST dot set int of 3 comma age, what you obtained from the user, that you attach here. Then int result is equal to PST dot execute update. Once you execute update, you are inserting a row into the table. In this example, one row you are going to insert into the table. If you use a loop structure, and as many as the rows you can insert into the table. And for this execute update, the output will be a integer value, that is the integer value 1 will be returned, which indicates the one row got affected in the table called employee underscore TBL. So the value of result will be 1 in this case. And after that, you can close the connection and you can test if result is equal to one row. You can write a message as system.out.println of one row inserted successfully. Else, then fail to insert the row. Something like that. You can give a response for this example. And after that, you can close the connection. Your prepared statement object and the connection value and the statement value what you obtained as the output of the execute update statement, all those things will be closed automatically when you make a call to the close function of the connection interface. And altogether you are handling the exceptions. Here you have another example for the deletion. Quickly we'll look into this application. Develop a JDBC application to delete the student records from database where student marks is less than 50, which is a constant. I should remove all the records whose marks are less than 50. Assume columns for student table as student underscore roll number, name, and a mark. Student underscore mark. Select suitable database and driver for the connection. So define a table name first. You create the table student underscore TBL and create a roll number and name of a student and a student underscore mark, and insert a couple of rows, say 5 rows. So for example, for the demonstration, you can insert. Once you insert, then write a program, write a Java application to delete one of the row. Again, the same procedure. Define Oracle connection class, define main method. So register your driver class or load the JDBC driver. Class.forName of Oracle JDBC driver dot Oracle driver. Next, create a connection. Driver manager.get connection takes 3 arguments: URL, username, and a password. URL consists of protocol, subprotocol, and the nature of the driver at localhost, that is a place, and the port number and a type of it. So once you get the connection variable, then you prepare a query here. So prepare a query in the form of a string variable, delete query, delete from student table where student mark less than 50. And after that, prepared statement, connection dot prepared statement of delete query. For this query, you prepare a statement that is a pre-compiled query, and after that you can the directly query, you can, and your condition is satisfied straight away. Here you don't have any placeholder, the condition is specified as it is. Int result is equal to php.execute update and close the connection. Suppose if I ask developer or application user, I need to fetch the students, those who are got a marks less than 40 marks and less than 30, less than 70. If that condition is changing repeatedly, what you can do is student underscore mark less than question mark. So that question mark integer value you can attach during the runtime. So that is fine. That we can do and handle the exceptions. And the next one is the callable statement that we'll see in the next session. That will be the fifth session of your JDBC process. Here we'll conclude the prepared statement object and how it is used, and we discuss the 2 programming examples on the prepared statement object. Thank you so much.